Hey there, it's Tim Kelly, and I'm delighted that you'll be joining me for the Source one-day workshop about your intuition. I want to talk to you a little bit today about intuition, sovereignty, and free will. The reason I want to talk to you about this is because there's a particular class of blocks to having your intuition work that when they kick in, it's funny, it's subtle, but it really shuts down the connection in a big way. Once people get their intuition functioning really well, that is, that they're having dialogues and conversations with their intuition, a particular interesting kind of fear can sometimes start to show up. It's relatively common, actually. And what happens is they start to realize that the intuition is coming from some deeper, wiser part of themselves. Or some people perceive it as coming from some deeper, wiser external thing, perhaps, depends on your belief systems. Once they conclude that, though, and they start to see that the intuition has information that their logical mind lacks, which of course is the point, let's remind ourselves, right? We're trying to get information you don't already have. Otherwise, what would be the point of developing your intuition? They start to get this interesting feeling that they really ought to do what it says. And once that starts to creep in, they start picking up the phone and dialing their intuition less and less and less. And the reason is that making that decision that I really should do what it says starts to compromise their sense of free will. And it goes something like this. Wow, this is some deeper, wiser part of me. It knows better than I do. I should do what it says. But then, and this isn't always conscious, creeps in the secondary fear. Well, okay, but what if it tells me to do something I don't want to do? And that's all the incentive it takes not to call it up anymore, or not to ask it really important questions, or only to ask yes/no questions instead of getting general advice. There's a very simple way to work around this fear, and that is to, without making any bones about it at all, give yourself complete authority to not do what your intuition says. Think of your intuition rather than like a boss or some spiritual superior or something like that. Think of your intuition as if it were a really, really, really smart friend. So your friend is really smart, and whenever you ask your friend advice, you get really good advice. So you start asking your friend for advice more often because your friend is so helpful. But do you have to do what she says? No, she's your friend. You don't have to do what she says. You ask her advice because it's helpful to you, not because she's in charge. If you think of your intuition like that, that's the perfect counter to this particular fear. As long as it's totally okay with you not to do what your intuition says, then there's never any disincentive for dialing it up and asking it for advice about something. Cool, there'll be more videos to help you prep for our workshop. I very much look forward to spending the day with you.